Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kate, or I go by AlwaysMoreSims here on YouTube, and I guess today is just the day for trailers. If you guys are familiar with, subscribe to anything with my gaming channel, you will know that I posted 2 trailer reviews on my gaming channel today, and now the Sims team has dropped the gameplay trailer for The Sims 4 Enchanted by Nature. We're gonna go ahead and take a look at it, and then I want to share kind of what I'm thinking. But let's watch it.
100,000 welcomes to Innisgreen, where the joys are plentiful and the wonders awe-inspiring.
I love the accent.
Here it feels like we're truly enchanted by nature. There are many ways to enjoy the bounties of nature, many paths to follow, from a peace.
Kind of sounds like Professor McGonagall. R.I.P. Maggie Smith.
Full life outdoors to exploring enchantment and magic. Let's begin at the root, plants and gardening. Caring for these beauties gives you a pure dose of joy.
Sula!
Just water them when dry and look good as new. Oh. Except those poor things.
Oh, you can kill your plants.
Here's a tip. A little fairy dust goes a long way. Enchanted plants water and weed themselves. Oh, they do tend to attract pixies though. Hey, at least they're cute. For those with slightly more gardening expertise, bring more of the outdoors in with potted plants. Place them wherever they fit. Fill the entire room if you want. If you're a fellow fan of foliage, your passion can take you a long way. So go on, name them, talk to them, whatever. I don't judge. You may have noticed a little flicker earlier. Well, the wait is over. Fairies are here. Let's start with the basics, shall we? A mere mortal aspiring to be a fairy. Hey, no need to be alarmed. You called me. Now all you have to do is follow the path laid out for you and poof! Oh, look at this entrance. Subtle, right? Oh, I love witnessing the transformation of a new fairy. There are many ways for you to customize your fairy form. Stunning. Go on, my little style icon. Things are going to be very different for you now. Fairies are truly emotion-driven creatures nourished by the moods of others. But if you don't take care of your needs, well, it's always a pity to see one go like that. Luckily, you can simply consume bottled emotions or absorb emotions from others to fulfill your needs. You do know I'm still here, right?
Oh my god.
As I was saying, absorbing emotions comes naturally to every fairy, as does shrinking. But many acquire other abilities as well. Fairy dust is simply the sugar on top. The more you use your abilities, the more all-powerful you become. Fulfill good and wicked desires, like aging someone up. Bringing gnomes to life, or
I love this
messing
voice
with
actress.
relationships. Oh, we love a little drama. But fairy life isn't for everybody, like this nature nomad. Ah, sure, living off the land may be an adjustment at first, an acquired taste, perhaps. But the more time you spend working on natural living skills, the easier it gets to manage your needs. Seriously, why confine yourself to 4 walls when nature has been all-inclusive since the dawn of time? But balance is a tightrope, not a throne. If you find yourself wallowing in a bad mood for too long, you begin to teeter into imbalance, experiencing minor symptoms. Ignoring it leads to serious consequences and may mean picking up an ailment. Oh. Okay, time to bring in some outside help. With the apothecary skill, you can craft
really
everyday
well-done
plants
trailer, by
into
the way.
elixirs and cures galore. Like ailment cures, emotion potions that change any mood, or elixirs that fulfill all your needs for a time. Whoa, is that lucky liquid? I know a fisherman who could have used that. If you're inspired to help others with your new skill, there's always a need for more naturopaths. After a quick exam, it's time to determine the best course of treatment. Hopefully, the correct one.
That Sims tattoos are really fun. Oh, it's not a tattoo, it's their illness.
Trib.
Sometimes that means designing a wellness program for a client or offering a plant-based remedy. Of course, not all plants are entirely ordinary. The moody shrub allows you to extract emotions from it. An aura blossom can affect your luck or imbalance as long as you don't anger it. Oh, and the lightning root. I'm sure they're fine. With your natural living and apothecary skills, you'll be able to help so many folks in need. And there's a lot of them in this quiet little hamlet of ours. The blend of natural and magical elements throughout Innisgreen strikes a perfect balance, if I do say so myself. It can be a lot to take in, but luckily the locals are happy to fill you in. Lending a hand is a fast way to make friends and hear all kinds of stories about this place. Plus, earn a few rewards. Speaking of locals, I see you've met my ex, Spruce. Oh, and will you look at that? Our cosmic hourglass is emptied. Well, that's the grand tour. I'd say you're ready to explore this enchanted world of ours. Time for me to dissolve into the mist somewhere. You're gonna do great. Just don't forget to water the plants. Bye!
I, hands down, favorite thing about that whole trailer, the voice actress. Like, whoever was voicing that did amazing. Now for the actual trailer, I have thoughts. Okay. So I am still kind of leaning towards the belief that this pack is not really for me. I just could not care less about fairies. I don't see the need for them. I don't like occults in this game. I don't even really like how occults function in the game, like the whole skill tree. Just not a fan. Anyways. Let's see. So I don't know, are these actual these look like succulents. So I'm kind of curious how these differ from, our usual, these kinds of plants. Can you plant, anything in these smaller pots? Only certain things? Are all plants now technically something you can, take care of or that can die? I'm very curious to know how all of that works. See, but look, that looks like the succulents right there. So I'm thinking there are certain, smaller pots. I think this is the same plant. Certain smaller pots that you can put smaller plants in, I guess. I do like the touch that, the plants can die. I am not the greatest pet or plant owner. I have only, I've had peace lilies, my entire life. I had one that was, in my bedroom growing up as a kid, lasted for at least 10 years, and then I moved, and I think it got, a little too stressed out because I moved when it was cold, all this stuff. I have since got 2 more, and, I've managed to keep the peace lily alive, but I had a couple succulents, and I don't know if it was me or there was someone else that would occasionally water them, if they had leftover water from watering their plants, and they'd come over and they'd be like, hey, do your plants need water? And I'd be like, I mean, I guess. And I don't know if they drowned my plant. I don't know. Anyways, I'm not the most responsible plant owner. I don't really pay a whole lot of attention to them. I love the little fairy in the sink, though. I think that's fun. The different little plants. The pixies, I can't be sure because I don't really play with, like, the... Okay, Chloe. I don't... Hi. What does that look for? Yeah. She's being, like, extra judgy. I'm getting a very judgy look from her right now. Anyways, I don't really do much with, like, the bees, because, like, you can get, like, attacked by bees or whatever. This looks like the same animation, which I find kind of annoying. Anyways. Also, I love this bun. Fairies are here. Yeah. I am kind of dreading the fact that also I bet a bunch of our casts for this pack is going to be fairy stuff. And then I just feel like, I mean, I know you need, like, all the fun clothing for fairies, but at the same time, then I'm like, okay, but now we've lost so much, like, just quote unquote regular cast items. So your fairy seed turns into a fairy, who then gives you something to drink, which then turns you into a fairy. Or, like, you have to go to this. Okay. I have an issue with this. Because this is literally the same thing from Life and Death with the ghosts. This, I'm going to be honest, kind of pisses me off. I feel like this is a very blatant recycling of another feature that we recently got. Because, like, it's been a while since, like, Seasons has come out with, maybe it was Eco Lifestyle, with, like, being attacked by bugs. I know you can get attacked by bugs in, oh my gosh, the Jungle Adventure. So, like, at least it's been a while since we've had those. It's still reusing what I believe is the same animation, maybe slightly different. But this is the ghost pond. And that really upsets me. And, like, I know that, like, the whole animation here isn't the same, but it's still the fact that you have a sim going into a body of water and becoming a different occult. So, I don't know. Not happy about that, like, in the slightest. Anyways, so then it pops us here into cast. I love that we have, like, all the different wings, that we are being given, like, pretty much full wing customization here. I think that is a really nice touch. I think people would have been really disappointed if it had just been, like, presets. And then, like, we have a lot of, like, fairy customization things. Like, we have the pointed ears, we have the headpieces, the different horns. But again, that just kind of frustrates me in the fact that I don't want all this stuff on my regular Sims. How many townies are we going to have walking around now with purple horns jutting out of their forehead? Is this stuff that townies can autonomously put on? Anyways. I do think it is a nice touch there based on emotional force. I can see that getting kind of annoying, but I do think that is a cooler feature for an occult. I'm curious if it has any, like, negative emotions, like when your fairy sim does that they, like, take the emotions off the other sim. Like, how does the other sim feel? Like, are they drained? Do they have, like, a negative moodlet? Do they have a say in it at all? Can you just go up to any random sim and absorb their emotions or whatever? The new woohoo type is really fun, though. Like, that looks like fun. I am kind of confused as to why they just flat out disappear. But I think that's a fun... I also don't know if this is just a regular... I think this is just a regular playhouse. And the fact that your fairies can sleep in the playhouse, I do love that. I don't love the mushrooms growing out of the furniture. Mushrooms disgust me in every form. I don't care if you're eating them. I don't care if they're like used as decoration, like if they're like a pattern. I don't care, like, especially having watched, I've only seen this first season of The Last of Us. I no longer have HBO Max, so I can't watch season 2. But, like, the whole cordyceps thing does not help how I feel towards mushrooms. Like, it's a fungus. I can't get past that. This, I can't even explain to you, grosses me out. Like, I can't do it. Like, something, like, growing off of something else, can't do it. I can't do it. I need to get it off my screen. And I know that may sound like an over-exaggeration, but, like, and I don't know what the phobia is called, but, like, it is, like, a legit thing. Like, I cannot stand the visual of something, like, growing off of something else. Can't do it. Anyways, there's your fairy tree, or your skill tree. I don't like this. I just don't feel like the skill trees fit in to The Sims. I mean, you have the different abilities. That's great, fine, and wonderful. I do like the idea of bringing the gnomes to life. And then I got kind of excited here. I was like, oh, if fairies aren't for you, then there's this. But, like, I don't do rags to riches stuff either. So, like, this just, again, I'm sure it's useful to be able to just kind of forage things wherever. But, again, like, it's not how I play. I do like this little, I don't know if this is like a whole object by itself, but, like, with the little stove and little cabinets and, like, awning, like, I do think this little item over here is cute. If it's a thing, it could be, like, built. I don't know. And I'm sure, like, this skill is super useful if you're doing, like, a rags to riches type thing. But again, like, it's not how I play. I am curious about how this, like, luck thing works. Like, is it just kind of random, or is it based off how balanced your Sims feel? Like, is it because this Rory is feeling unbalanced and that's why he's unlucky, as compared to this other Sim, Anthony, is feeling balanced, so it makes him lucky? Like, if your Sims are well balanced, are they more likely to be, like, feeling lucky? I don't know. And maybe I'm getting to the point that I'm just kind of complaining to complain. But I've said this before, like, the expansion packs keep introducing new, I don't even know how to word it, like, just new, like, core features, like, relationship dynamics, whether it's with your family, whether it's with your partner, likes, dislikes, turn-on, turn-offs, all of this stuff. You know, your soul's journey, your bucket list. Like, it keeps introducing, like, these things that pretty heavily, like, if you have the pack, can really heavily impact your Sim's life. And now we have the balance and imbalance. And I see where they were going with this here. I don't know that I necessarily like the idea of the balance and balance. I think it almost feels like they were just throwing something into the pack for the sake of adding a new feature that really affects your Sim's livelihood, or not livelihood, their just affects their life in general, that it's just one more thing. Like, I can't imagine anyone new coming into The Sims 4 that hasn't been able to kind of like gradually introduce these things like one at a time. Like if you're like the Sims summer sale is going on right now, at least I think it is, and you like if you were like, oh my gosh, for whatever reason, I have $100 I want to drop on a bunch of Sims expansion packs while they're on sale, and they're normally like 50% off if they're older expansion packs. So say you're able to get like 5 of them for $20, okay? Can you imagine all of the stuff that like will bombard you that like affects your Sims daily life? Like it's so much. Like there's a whole bunch of fun stuff, and it's always overwhelming to get a couple of, like I remember when I was playing The Sims 3 and I would get like 1 or 2 expansion packs because they were cheaper. The Sims 4 started coming out, all this stuff. And like there was kind of like that overwhelming, I have to get the hang of like the new stuff in this pack. But The Sims 4, like it is such a daily, it affects the daily life, the day-to-day stuff. Like there's always something in each pack. And I just feel like it's so much. Like it's almost, I think it's getting to the point that it's. Anyways, I mean, I like that like the imbalance is what leads to you getting these ailments, but I still come back around to the point I made in the last Enchanted by Nature trailer. I really think they're coming in a little too late with having these curable illnesses. I think this is something that should have been introduced way long ago with Get to Work. And like I see how it fits with this pack. I understand what they're going for, but it bothers me that we already have illnesses in the game that are all cured by a magical $50 bottle of medicine. And now we have these ailments that you have to get a specific cure for. Like that kind of irks me. Anyways, I do love that it summons all the angry gnomes. That does crack me up. I think being an apothecary is pretty interesting. This is probably the part I'm most excited for. Like being able to grow all the different plants and make the different cures and I forget what they called these, elixirs right there. That like you can make all of these things and then like you have people that come to you. I don't know if maybe it's like a freelance career or how it works exactly. I still can't believe I thought that was their tattoo. But like they come to you and you have to help them out. I think that is that is what I'm most excited for. I think that's a fun touch. Again, kind of makes me think this is something we should have had prior to this, but this is what I'm actually most excited for. You have these fun plants. I wonder if you have to have like a certain, like if your skill level determines your success rate with harvesting stuff off of this lightning, whatever. But anyways, we have the coast of Admore. Okay. Spruce Dairy Grove and Everdew. Sounds like a kind of melon. And there's this guy. I see you've met my ex, Spruce. Remember the fact that these two Sims technically have the same facial hair right now? They just don't let you see it on this one. I don't know. I still have really mixed emotions about this pack. I don't care about most of the stuff that's in it, and I want to be able to get it for the sake of saying I got it, and also because I make Sims content. Like, I want to be able to have the new packs, especially because I know now the new pack stuff is going to be in like all of the gallery items, and I don't know. This is the first pack in a while though that I've considered holding off on getting until it goes on sale because there's just nothing in it that has me like super excited. Like I'm intrigued by the apothecary aspect of things, but like that's really where my excitement stops. And I feel like I'm such a Debbie Downer. Like I know the Sims community has wanted fairies for so long, but I don't know. I don't know. The last times we had occults introduced in an expansion pack, we were gravely disappointed by the expansion pack as a whole. Like Island Living was a flop, okay? It's pretty much like well regarded as a flop in the Sims series. And for us to be getting another occult in an expansion pack has me nervous. But then at the same time, I'm like, okay, but Kate, you don't actually care about the occult, so does it really matter? But I still don't know that the apothecary and like the small gardening pots is enough to warrant this being an expansion pack. Well, I guess, would you consider playable ghosts? I mean, I guess they're technically an occult, aren't they? And they came in Life and Death. And Life and Death, I think, has been pretty well regarded. So, okay. I take that back. It wasn't like our last pack with occults was okay. But I never play with playable ghosts. I don't play with occults. Like, I just don't care. And that sounds really bad. And again, I sound super negative. But this just does not interest me. And I'm not in any rush to spend $40 on it. So I don't really know what to do. I tend to, like, even if I do get it, like, on its release date, I tend to doubt I will be doing a week of WoW for this pack. I might do a video, like, going over the apothecary stuff or, like, the things that I'm actually curious and excited about. But I don't have any interest in sitting here and making all over the fairies and the build buy items because I won't be using them. Like, if it doesn't fit into daily, everyday life type gameplay, then I will never use it. Again, I haven't touched werewolves since the game pack came out. I haven't done a thing with them. I have not played with werewolves. I will occasionally use like clothing or a couple items from the pack. I don't play in Moonwood Mill. Is that what it's called? I'm sounding like a broken record. I just don't care. So I haven't fully made up my mind on what I want to do yet. And I'm really sorry to like if this video like tears anybody down who may be super excited. Please don't let my opinion and my personal preferences affect how you feel. Like it's just my opinion. I'm very happy. I know I don't sound it, but I'm very happy that people are getting what they wanted in this pack. Like, you know, fairies have been at the top of people's lists for years. We're finally getting them. I know that has so many people in the community happy. I was talking with my friend just the other day, and she was like gushing all over it, and I don't feel that level of excitement. I just don't care. So that's where I'm gonna leave it for now, I guess. I'm hoping to make up my mind soon with the pack coming here in the next month. But I would be very surprised if I ended up doing a full week of WoW on this. I just don't see that happening, so I don't know. We'll have to see. But thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. I have my gaming channel. I have my Twitter, both linked down in the description below. So if you'd like to check either of those things out, I would greatly appreciate it. And yeah, thank you guys. And I'll see you all in my next video. Bye, guys.